Hello and welcome everyone to Focus Prep Daily Current Affairs session. Today we will discuss the most important current affairs of 23rd of October, and all the important static GK points that you need from your exam perspective will be explained here. This is the PDF of today's current affairs. All the daily PDFs of current affairs and the weekly PDF also we have launched. In our weekly PDF we have topic wise current affairs sorted. Okay, so all this you will get in our Telegram channel. And the link of this Telegram channel is available in the pinned comment. Go to the comment section, click on the link and join the Telegram channel to get all these PDFs for free. Okay. So now let's start today's most important current affairs and static GK, and this will be enough for your exams. Okay. Now let's start. The first piece of information, let's see what it says. Assam government launches Mission Vasundhara 3.0. Okay, so the scheme has been launched by the Assam government called Mission Vasundhara. And what does it do? What is the aim of this scheme? It will empower the indigenous communities by providing them with formal land rights. So what Assam government wants to do right now is that they want to give the land ownership rights to the the ones living on those lands. Okay, so many of these people, these communities, they have been living on these lands, but they do not have a formal land ownership document. Okay, so this scheme, this aims to give them this right. Okay, and look at the criteria. A 3-generational ancestry is required for land rights for everyone except the SC, ST, T tribes and the Gorkhas. Okay. So if for 3 generations a community have been living on a particular piece of land, then they will get the land ownership. Okay, this lands will be formally allotted to them. Okay, but if someone belongs from a SC, ST or a T tribe or a Gorkha community, then they do not need this requirement for this 3-generational ancestry. This won't be required for them. Okay, so there is an exception. Now let's see another important piece of news for today. This is a very important news that a 16th century copper plate inscription has been discovered at Tiruvallar in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so an inscription has been discovered recently at Sri Shingeswara temple in Tiruvallar district of Tamil Nadu. Okay, this is dated back to 1513. Okay, so this was from the time of the Vijayanagar king Krishna Deva Raya. If you have not read about Vijayanagar kings in your ancient medieval history, this part now becomes important for your exams and questions can be asked since this has this news has come. Okay, this inscription has been discovered, so now Vijayanagar Empire becomes important from your exam perspective. So we have added some of the points over here itself so that you can just, if you have already read, then you can just go through once for your revision, and if you have not read, just remember these points because these points now become important for your exam. Okay, now this inscription that has been discovered, this is written in Sanskrit in a script called the Nandi Nagari script. It is a variation of the Nagari script. Okay, so it is a Nandi Nagari script inscription written in Sanskrit, dated back to 1513. The year is 1513, and this was written, this inscription was carved out during the king of Vijayanagar, Krishna Deva Raya. Okay, now let's see some points about the Vijayanagar Empire itself. Okay, now this Vijayanagar Empire, this was founded in 1336 by Harihar and Bukka. Right, if you have read, just once you go through this, then your revision will be complete. Okay, so in 1336, Harihar and Bukka, they found this empire, and the capital was Hampi. Hampi was the capital, right? Now, the 2 languages that were the court or the administrative languages, official languages as we call it, were Kannada and Telugu. These were the administrative and court languages. Okay. The peak of this empire was reached during the period of Krishna Deva Raya. So Krishna Deva Raya was the most famous and the most important ruler of this empire, Vijayanagar Empire. Okay. And now some points about the Nandi Nagari script. This script, as I have already mentioned, that this script is a variation of the Nagari script. In ancient medieval India, you'll learn about a lot of scripts, right? Like during Ashokan period also you have read about a lot of scripts. Then there is Brahmi script. Then you might have heard about the Kharosti script, right? So like that, this is another script, the Nagari script. A variation of this Nagari script is the Nandi Nagari script, and this script was mostly used in South India for the manuscripts and the inscriptions. Okay, so remember the name of the script and where this was used. This was used in South India. Okay, Now let's see the next one. Now Odisha is going to host this year's 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in Bhubaneswar. Okay, so the next year Odisha will host the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in Bhubaneswar. Okay, so you know that Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is celebrated on January 9th, right? This honors the contribution of all the Indian communities who are living overseas, that is, who are living outside of India. Right? Now, why 9th January is celebrated as this Bharatiya Pravasi Bharatiya Divas? Because on 9th January, Mahatma Gandhi made his return to India from South Africa in the year 1915. So, you know, Gandhiji came back from South Africa to India and started staying in India and working for the national cause, and he came back in on January 9th. So, this is celebrated as the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Okay. Now let's look at a sports current affairs. The 24th National Para Swimming Championship begins in Goa. So this is the 24th edition of the National Para Swimming Championship, which is started in Goa. So where has it started? In Goa. This is important. And what are para? Whenever you see this term, okay, like Paralympics are also held, like Olympics are held, Paralympics are also held. So when you see this term para with sports, you will know that para athletics is related to athletes with a disability or an impairment. So Olympics is held with all the athletes who are not, you know, specially abled, and para Olympics is held with athletes who have some disability or impairment. They are specially abled, right? So India has done very well in this year's Paralympics, right? Now let's look at some of those points also, just for a quick revision, okay? So India has given its best ever performance in the Paris 2024 Paralympics, okay? And India has won 29 medals, and out of this 7 were gold, 9 were silver, and 13 bronze medals. So India has done the best, so far the best in this Paralympics, okay? And this National Para Swimming Championship, this has started in Goa. Okay. Now let's see the next one. Look, Union Labour Minister Mansukh Mandavia launches an upgraded e-Shram portal. Okay, so e-Shram portal was already there. Now an upgraded version of this e-Shram portal has been launched by the Union Labour Minister. Who is the Labour Minister? Mansukh Mandavia. If you don't know, make a mark of it. Okay. Now this portal, what does this portal aim to do? It aims to enhance access of social security schemes for the unorganized workers, okay? So to enhance the access of social security schemes for the unorganized workers, this e-Shram portal, it serves as a single repository of all the data, all the consolidated data of all the ministries in one portal. That is, it stores, this e-Shram portal will store all these data regarding these unorganized workers in one place, so that very easily one can, you know, the administration can easily disperse all the schemes and securities that these unorganized sector workers, you know, have the right to. So unorganized workers make up to 93% of the workforce. Okay, so 93% of the workforce still work in the unorganized sector. This is the data of the Labour Ministry itself from 2023. So you can understand that a substantial part of our workforce still works in the unorganized sectors, who do not have the social security, the benefits of a blue collar job. They do not have a proper health insurance. So all this is provided to these unorganized workers by the government of India through these social security schemes, right? So it is important to have a database of all these people who are working in this unorganized sector. So e-Shram portal just does that. Now an upgraded version have also been launched by the Labour Minister Mansukh Mandavia. Okay. So the aim, you can understand, is to simplify the registration process, to identify the beneficiaries, you know, and all this process, administrative process, to disburse all the, you know, benefits, all the schemes for unorganized sector. To simplify these things, this portal, you know, has been launched. Okay. Now this e-Shram portal, this was launched in 2021 itself, okay, under the Ministry of Labour and Employment. It aims to create a national database of the unorganized workers, as we have already seen. Now registration on the portal is Aadhaar verified, so one can self-register, okay. So these workers, they can self-register, they can by themselves register on this portal through verification of their Aadhaar card, Aadhaar number, right. Now the portal provides a seamless access to the social security schemes, as we have already seen, okay. Now let's see the next one. A very important update, not only from a current affairs perspective, but also, just as a news, this is very important. A cyclone is coming. So let's see the news. IMD has announced formation of cyclone Dana in Bay of Bengal. So the cyclone Dana, it is going to take the form of a severe cyclone in the Bay of Bengal region, and it is going to make its landfall where? In Paradip in Orissa, right? So it is going to make its landfall. That is the prediction, that it will make the landfall in Orissa, and it is going to heavily affect Orissa as well as West Bengal. Okay, so this is important. And where has this depression taken place? It has taken place over Bay of Bengal. Now IMD stands for the Indian Meteorological Department, right? Now they have announced that a low pressure area have formed over Bay of Bengal, which will gradually evolve into this cyclone Dana. And by the time you'll be watching this class, the cyclone Dana has already formed into a severe cyclone, right? Now how does a cyclone form? Now, a cyclone is a result of a very low pressure system that is formed. Okay, so a low pressure system is formed, and as a result what happens is that all the winds, they start to form. Winds move from high pressure to low pressure, right? So all these winds, high speed winds, they start to gather around that low pressure region. Okay, because a low pressure region is formed like this in the center, and all the winds, they start to gain speed because they start moving from this high pressure region to this low pressure region. So gradually the speed increases of all these winds, and it results into a cyclone. Okay, now the center of the cyclone, it is called the eye, and this eye part, this center of the cyclone, is the most calm part of a cyclone. Okay, and all the surrounding region of this eye is very high speed winds, which are the most severe part of the cyclone. Okay, now cyclones are known by different names worldwide. In different regions, cyclones are called by different names. So they are the same thing, similar kind of weather conditions. So the weather conditions is similar for all these names that you will learn right now. So weather condition is similar, but all these are known by different names in different areas. So cyclones are called hurricanes in the American region. Okay, they are called typhoons in the Philippines. In the Japan, they are known as typhoons as well, and they are known as Willy Willy in Australia. Okay, so hurricanes in America, typhoons in Philippines and Japan, and Willy Willy in Australia. Okay, so this is very important from your GK perspective, or the GK, GS, GA, whatever you call it, depending on the exam that you are giving. This is very important. This is often asked. Okay, so they will give you like this name that where are the cyclones known as Willy Willy? So the answer will be Australia. All right. Now let's look at some of the points about the IMD, India Meteorological Department. That is the full form of IMD. Okay, and this IMD operates under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Which ministry? Ministry of Earth Sciences. When was this established? This department was established in 1875. Okay, and what is the work of this IMD? The work of this department is to handle weather forecasting and seismology and such activities. So weather forecasting, you understand, it gives us the idea about what the weather is going to be. It gives us a prediction. And what is seismology? Seismology is the scientific study of movement of the earth. Okay, scientific study of earth movements. So any kind of earth movements that take place, like earthquakes and everything, this is also observed by IMD. And what is the instrument? Do you know the instrument that measures the earthquake? The intensity of the earthquake is measured by which instrument? If you know, let me know in the comment section. This is very easy, this instrument. Okay, let me know. Now let's see the next one. Who declares Egypt to be malaria free? So finally, Egypt has become malaria free, and who has certified this? Okay, so Egypt is now officially malaria free. Okay, now let's see some points regarding malaria. It's a tropical disease, right? Mainly, it happens in the tropical regions only. Now malaria is a parasitic disease. In diseases part in the science, you have read that malaria is a parasitic disease, and which parasite causes this? Plasmodium parasites. Okay, and how does this Plasmodium parasite, they travel? How do they spread? They spread by the bites of the infected female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, so the vector, we call these as vectors that spread these diseases. So female Anopheles mosquitoes, these act as the vectors for malaria. Do you know why we are talking about female mosquitoes? One just interesting fact is that female mosquitoes are the ones that bite us, okay, that bites humans, right? The male mosquitoes do not. The male mosquitoes do not suck blood. The male mosquitoes, they feed on other things like flower sap, okay, then like the garbage, they sit on garbages and they extract from that, okay. But the female mosquitoes, they bite humans to feed their, eggs, right? So the female mosquitoes, when they are pregnant, to feed their eggs, they feed on us, on human blood, and that provides nourishment to these eggs, okay. So that's why female Anopheles mosquito, okay. So the only prevention is vector control. So that is the main strategy. Prevention is the best cure for malaria, okay. Now about Egypt, Cairo is the capital of Egypt. Remember this, okay. All the capitals, all the currencies, these are important for your GK. So Cairo is the capital of Egypt. The official language of Egypt is Arabic, okay. And the currency of Egypt is Egyptian pound, okay. And who is the president of Egypt right now? Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is the president of Egypt, okay. Egypt is also called gift of the Nile, right? This is the next point. This is important, that Egypt is often referred to as the gift of Nile. Nile is the river that flows through Egypt, okay. Now let's see the next one. National Police Commemoration Day was observed on 21st of October, okay. So why is this 21st of October, observed as National Police Commemoration Day? To honor the policemen who lost their lives in the line of duty. So while serving, when some policemen they lost, there was a specific event that this day commemorates. It was the sacrifice of the 10 policemen who were killed by the Chinese troops in 1959, okay. So this incident, it occurred during a reconnaissance mission at hot springs in Ladakh. So what is a reconnaissance mission? A reconnaissance mission is a mission of, it is a mission to study or to survey a certain area, study or survey a part or an area, okay. So a mission was sent of 10 policemen who were surveying a particular area in the hot springs in Ladakh, and they were killed by these Chinese troops, okay. These 10 policemen, they were gunned down. So to commemorate, to honor their sacrifice, the sacrifice that they made for our country, this day is celebrated as National Police Commemoration Day, okay. Now another news regarding hurricane. Hurricane Oscar causes destruction across the Bahamas and Cuba. So another news regarding hurricane, where are the cyclones? Hurricane is a form of cyclone, we already learned this, right? So where are they called hurricanes? They are called hurricanes in America, right? So this Hurricane Oscar, the name, remember the name and the place that it has made landfall. So the Hurricane Oscar had made landfall across the Bahamas and Cuba. Bahamas are islands, right? They are islands. So here it has made a destructive landfall, and landfall in the Bahamas, and then later it crossed the Cuba's eastern coast, and it has rained havoc in these areas. So about hurricanes, a few points. There are 5 categories of hurricanes based on the wind speed, okay, among which category 5 is the most severe and the most destructive form of hurricane. They are formed in tropical regions only, where sea surface temperatures are at least 26 degrees. So this is the necessary condition for formation of hurricane, okay. Now a hurricane has a calm eye, that we already read, right, that the eye portion, or that is the center of the cyclone, is the most calm, and the eye wall with the strongest wind. So hurricane has the strongest winds in the eye wall region, okay. Now hurricanes are named by the WMO, alternating between male and female names, okay. Now I just missed a point, so I'll just go back to the news of the cyclone Dana. This cyclone Dana is named by Qatar, okay. This name of cyclone Dana has been given by Qatar, okay. So now let's come back to our point of Hurricane Oscar, okay. Now this Hurricane Oscar, this has been named by the WMO, World Meteorological Organization, and these names of these hurricanes are given between, once a male name is given, another time a female name is given, okay. Now about hurricanes, cyclones and typhoons, we already read which, they are called by different names in different regions. So by which name they are called where, that we have covered. Now we'll see that in the oceanic region, how they are called. So all forms of tropical cyclones, they are all the same thing. They are the forms of a tropical cyclone, and they are called by different names in different ocean regions as well. So hurricanes, when we see this term hurricanes, then you will know that they are formed in the North Atlantic, the central North Pacific and the eastern North Pacific cyclones. So in the northern regions of Atlantic, in the northern region of the Pacific and the eastern North Pacific region, hurricanes are formed. Okay. When you see cyclones, you will know that they are formed in the South Pacific and the Indian Ocean region. Okay. And when you see the term typhoons, typhoons are formed in the northwest region of the Pacific Ocean. Okay. So this Oscar hurricane has made landfall in the Bahamas, and it has also, affected Cuba. Okay. Now Cuba, where is it located? It is located at the meeting point of the Northern Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean. Okay. So it is, located at the meeting point of these three regions, the Northern Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean. Okay. And Cuba, do you know Cuba, what is it called? It is called the sugar bowl of the world, right? It is called the sugar bowl of the world. And why was it called so? Because Cuba, Cuba was the largest sugar exporter, the largest sugar maker and the exporter till the 1960s. Okay. So they were called, so Cuba is still called the sugar bowl of the world. Okay. Now what is the currency? The currency is Cuban peso. Okay. It is also called moneda nacional in the official currency of Cuba. Okay. So that is the official currency, and the capital of Cuba is Havana. All these capitals and these currencies are important for your exam. Okay. So highlight them from the PDF and read them. Okay. Now who is the current president of Cuba? The current president is Miguel Diaz-Canel. Okay. This is also important, the presidents. Alright, so that is all for today. Okay, this Telegram channel link you will get in the comment section. Go there and download all these PDFs, and you will get the quiz, all the MCQs, and every weekly and every other PDF in the Telegram channel. Okay, so go and download from there. This is a new YouTube channel, so if you're benefiting from our classes, if you're understanding our classes, please subscribe and share. Okay, and if you have any doubts, please let us know in the comment section. Okay, if you didn't understand any point, okay, then let us know and we can take up your doubts in the next session. All right, thank you everyone.